Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to my, I don't know, is this my fourth episode on Keeping Austin Queered? And I am in the very blessed presence of having my bestie girlfriend from work in San Diego, Caitlin, here. And she was here because I got married yesterday.
Woohoo.
I know. Like, I am so stoked on that. Where's my little audience? Yeah. A round of applause. The bitch is off the streets now. And so she came from all the way from San Diego, along with a ton of other friends. And it was the best time.
Yeah, it really was such a great weekend.
I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you being here and getting this extra time to spend with each other.
Yes,
And
me too.
Yeah. So I got married and I was at your wedding.
Yes, you were.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
walk me through your wedding.
Okay.
How long have you guys been together?
So my husband, Chad, and I have been married for 3 years now and together for almost 6.
Wow.
I know, yeah. Next month it'll be 6 years of dating. That was so good.
Because we know that is good. That's a good marking point right there.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, no. So, yes, we had our wedding in San Diego 3 years ago. Sky was there, of course.
San Diego Zoo?
No.
No, but didn't we do like no, we didn't. No, that's nothing else. No, sorry. Different
Anyways,
day.
yeah, you have short-term memory,
I
so
do.
probably best to just dive into your wedding since it was only yesterday.
No.
You'll remember everything.
I got this. It has been maybe one day, but I've been taking my vitamins. Flintstone vitamins. Are they good?
Okay.
But you know what?
Oh, those were so good, though.
So
I ate them like
good.
candy.
Like
Do they still make those?
I think so. But
Do you think we can like DoorDash them?
Flintstones, if you need a check, we can sell it. Trust me. I'm a door-to-door guy. We need to. I haven't seen those ads lately, but
Yeah.
I'm sure they're good.
Right. I think we're in line for partnership. Maybe.
Okay, yeah, we're definitely aligned. Okay, so your wedding, it was amazing.
Thank you.
I think your wedding kind of helped me envision mine and
Really?
kind of like what to do and not to do. I mean, my late night snack was based off of yours, but you came in with the Domino's pizza is here, y'all. If you're hungry, we got the boxes. You weren't pumping up chairs in the air. You were pumping up pizza boxes.
No, yeah, I had a whole presentation.
You were ready. Oh, and
Well, I knew it was going to be a photo op, and my photographer knew as well.
Yeah.
So we were kind of ready for it, but it did kind of help get like the party restarted.
It
so to say.
did.
Yeah, because people. You know, they kind of weddings like can be a long day for guests.
Yeah,
it's even longer for the actual wedding party themselves, and obviously the ones getting married. So it's nice to have those little. It's like I think they call it surprise and delights, and it's
surprise and delights.
yeah,
yes.
it's nice to have those at a wedding. It helps keep the party
Well,
going.
my
for sure.
stomach was doing backflips when it saw you those domino pizzas come in with sparklers.
And the Chippendales were not long after that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it was a nice little.
Whose idea was that?
Dinner and a show.
It was dinner and a show. And you know the gays
Yeah,
love
I
a
know.
dinner and a show.
I
If I
know.
can get a chicken wing and a margarita,
Right.
I'm there.
Right.
You know?
My husband's groomsmen were apparently had it planned, which I loved so much.
They're
And-
like all hot.
oh, and I'm such like a type A party planner that like everything was really planned out really well, but like they knew me well enough to know that it would be like a surprise that I would like,
Yeah.
and like approve of.
Yeah.
Anyways, they all get together and like huddle to the side and they go to the little like groom like getting ready little area at the venue.
Okay.
And they go and start like taking off all their coats and stuff and they leave they take off their shirts completely and only leave the bow ties.
Okay.
And
I'm here for it.
Yeah. So they all get together in a little group and they're like walking on the path from the groomsman's little house, like back to the venue. And
what in the fraternity?
Yes. He was
know?
in a fraternity, San Diego State.
The hazing?
Yes. It was all his frat bros for sure.
Okay. It makes sense now.
Anyways, there was some of them who weren't a part of the wedding party saw this group of like 5 shirtless men and literally just started stripping and taking off their shirts and joined in. Like
they all broke out into the YMCA.
They did not plan it all, but they joined in and followed suit. And so all of a sudden, this group of like 10 shirtless men, like 90% of them being really, really like fit and great bodies
with 0% body fat.
Yeah, like come clap.
Or 1%.
They all come clapping in a group together.
Yeah.
And Chad's best man like grabbed a chair and like pointed at it to me and he's like, "Sit down." I was like, "Okay." And so I sat down.
Okay.
They all lifted me up in the chair, kind of like the Jewish thing. I'm not Jewish, but it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
I think they do that at weddings.
Of course they do.
Yeah. And it was like just so amazing. It was like the best moment of the night.
I love it.
My girlfriend Sarah had a video of her chomping on a piece of pizza, Domino's pizza, and then panning over to the crowd, and it's all these like shirtless abs. Like she was like best
Talk about a
ever.
double dose of jaw dropping. Yeah. She saw that pepperoni cheese just drop from the box, and so did her draw on the bow ties of a Chippendale dancer.
Exactly.
I mean, so does many a women in Vegas. Yeah. So they're doing something right. I hope they at least serve breadsticks because that would make sense. Dip this long breaded breadstick into this marinara and have a great time. Or ranch.
One of each.
One of each. But okay, so you also had a donut hole wall.
Yes.
Which if you didn't notice in my wedding, what was there?
Donuts,
glazed donuts.
Yes.
So yeah, I got that off of you as well.
Yes.
I honestly, again, I'm telling you how encouraging your wedding was. I've never experienced a family style, platter like that where you're just like, okay, we're going to give you a chunk of steak, potatoes, veggies, whatever.
Actually,
I've only done
many of our guests loved that.
I loved that. That was game changing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I was fighting for that at our wedding because
really?
It was yes.
Well, it's not very
I wasn't
going
to do plated. Plated was just not in the cards.
And that's more expensive.
And I don't know.
Yeah. So you only really had 2 choices. It was like,
it was either plated or buffet.
Yeah.
And honestly, the amount that this wedding we already paid on in addition to having it plated, we were like, it's not worth it.
Not worth the extra.
Yeah, it's not worth the extra. But I did love that.
Yeah, when they gave us that option, we were like, wow, we've never seen that at a wedding before. Our wedding venue also was owned by a larger company that owned like 6 or 7 different venues around San Diego, all different themes.
Okay.
And their whole company had like land and fields, and so our food was farm to table. Everything.
Oh yeah, you did say
at our
that.
wedding. And that was one thing people really loved. Is like the really good food, but also the shared environment. So the servers all came out, just brought a tray of everything on the menu out to the table, and everyone just passed plates and shared and chit-chatted.
Yeah, it was like a family dining experience.
Yeah, exactly.
And the other
we
thing
had people say to us later that they did that. They chose that style because of our wedding.
Yeah. Okay. See? Yep. I knew that meant something.
Yeah.
And honestly, in 2, I was like, if you want a second helping, for the thicker boys, then get yourself another scoop of mashed potatoes and don't feel bad about it. It's at the table. They paid for it. Eat it. You know?
Exactly.
So.
One of our guests, it's one of my friends' husbands. He was going around and picking off like the leftover like plates from all the tables and being like, "Are you guys done with this? Okay, cool." And he was like collecting like the mashed potatoes and like something else from other people's tables
for what?
To eat it himself because he wanted 1/3 and 4ths of the food because it was so good.
What? Okay. Well, damn. Is his name Pac-Man?
No. His name's Austin, actually, interestingly enough.
Well, he's in spirit here.
He's keeping it weird.
He's
Queered.
keeping it queered and weird at the same time. Well, we welcome you, Oscar. Austin, sorry. All right. Well, honestly, the dance party was so fun. I feel like you had amazing music, and yeah, you just inspired me through your wedding.
Aw,
so
sweet.
Yeah, and didn't you have people bust in too, or didn't we have to get bussed in?
Yes, yeah, we had buses to and from. Just because it was on Labor Day weekend, holiday weekend, we wanted to like set that up.
See, and I did the same thing. I did transportation. So your wedding influenced me because of your precision, detail, and all the things you did. I was like, okay, I got to at least, do it the way my girl did it. Yeah. And so I felt like did we represent that?
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
What was the vibe?
Yeah. So, I mean, first off, just from getting the invite, loved the painted artist of like, I don't know, didn't Jason have an artist create your wedding invite?
Yeah. He found someone on Etsy to basically take a look at all the photos off the internet and have them recreate it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, first of all, I have to say, once getting to the venue, loved walking through that tunnel.
Right.
To get to the ceremony site. That was really special and unique. Loved it. After that, coming out to that gazebo, I think it looks like a bird cage, which I love.
We called it the bird cage the entire time.
Okay, cool, because so was I.
called it the bird cage for sure.
Good. Okay, I was calling it the whole night too, so I'm glad I was correct.
Not offended.
Yeah, well, my mom is very into birds, bird cages, loves Robin Eggs Blues, so I sent her a picture of that. She was like, that is such a beautiful, venue, so she was loving it. So those were gorgeous right away. Also, the fact that it wasn't nearly as cold as I think some people were anticipating.
Thank God.
Yeah,
I was worried about that.
The sun was hitting us directly at a perfect angle. And then the happy hour ended up being covered, so that helped too because yes, it starts to cool down as the sun goes down.
Right.
So that was great. There was heaters. Cute detail. I mean, I'm just giving a recap.
Yeah, go for
me
it.
to walk through it, my experience as a guest?
Yeah. That's what I want.
Okay.
I want what you experienced because you spent how long, which you do know, you spent so much time, building this in your head and then executing and then saying it's a plan and then seeing it in real life.
Yeah.
You know? So that's why I'm thinking it's awesome because you did all this already and it turned out in a way that I thought that you was proud of. And not only were you proud of it, you made the way you put it together made such an impact on me that it was a ripple effect. Then my wedding was, you set the standard or had a higher bar.
Oh, thank you.
You know what
You're
I mean?
So sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when we walked into the, calling it happy hour, cocktail hour, excuse me.
Yeah, cocktail hour.
First, you walked in, cute table, lots of photos, a place to put cards, a few gifts sitting there, and then this cute little telephone, leave a message as a way to sign the guest book, which is really cute. Yeah. I've seen that. That's trendy and new.
Is it? Yeah. Yes, Jason brought this idea, and I was like, we're going to do this.
I've seen it at a few weddings, but I was talking to people who had never seen that and loved it. So
cool.
But I've heard, and if this wasn't the plan for you guys, that people love it if you listen to it in chronological order because you hear people who just first walked in and then as the night goes on, people are getting drunker and leaving messages.
Oh yeah.
I have to personally admit, I didn't leave a message till I was leaving about to get a sparkler.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if what I said was great, but at the same time, whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. At least it's on there. Yes, you know what I mean?
Yes. Your signature's there.
Yes. But people really loved that. That was very cute.
All Jason.
Yeah. And then there was a line for the bar. So of course people were in that right away.
I was kind of annoyed with that, but they had 2 bartenders, right?
They had 2 bartenders. Yes. Oh, you didn't like the location of it?
I didn't. No, it's not the location. For me, it was having 2 bartenders and there still being a line. We should have had another bar on the back end.
You know what? It was busy right at first, but then once everyone got their first round of drinks, I think it kind of steadied out a little bit. So it wasn't. I wouldn't hang up on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
From my perspective, whatever.
Okay.
There was a cool little side courtyard fountain area that I saw like bottles of champagne sitting in. That was cute. I remember I snapped a photo of that. We went out after we got our first drink, and I was like, hey, it's golden hour. The sun's going to set soon.
You wanted
Let's
those
take
photos.
some photos.
Yeah.
So we went out and took photos, and we had such a good group, and we were taking group photos and individual photos. It was great. We all looked great. We all wanted to capture what we were wearing.
Yes.
We all dressed up really nice. All the guys were in tuxedos.
Isn't that crazy? I felt like that was such a power move on my friends and the people that we hang out with. They all showed up.
Yes.
10s across the board. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10s.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So, I mean, and when people get to dress up and it's a special event and maybe they haven't done something like that in a while, like you put all this work into looking how great you look, like snap a photo. You'll be glad you did, you know?
The sky parted and the E-Fashion Police came out and they blessed this party because everyone looked amazing.
Yes, everyone was stunting.
They did a
personally
stunt show.
loved the dress that I wore.
Yes, I love it.
Have to give a shout out to it. Loved it.
Yeah.
It was one of my favorite wedding guest dresses I think I've worn. And
you
go
said
through a
the
lot
most
of
expensive.
weddings. Yes.
You did say that. So I appreciate the price tag.
Yes, my honestly go to so many weddings. I love going to weddings. Like being a wedding guest is so much fun, and you get to experience it, and you can, not that you compare, but like, you know, you have different friend groups. One thing we noticed at your wedding is that like everybody was really down to be dancing.
Yeah.
A lot of people were really together, and you know, people took breaks here and there because you need to.
Yep.
But you know, there wasn't really ever a time that the dance floor was like empty unless
Jason said we got a lot of compliments about that, and honestly, that was one of my biggest fears.
Yeah.
I was like, I said, are we going to be fun enough, cool enough
but
for
you
people?
Guys
and we had a UT game going on.
Yeah. I did see one table where someone had a phone out that was like playing like the game.
Oh, I love that though. Like, watch your phone. I get it's a long time, and not everyone loves to dance. You know.
Yeah. Totally.
But
I would say for the most part, everybody was out on the dance floor.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah, and
honestly.
You know, I think you had a good group of people who wanted to get up and dance, you know, different vibes at different weddings, you know, not to knock somebody's personal preferences or not, but like, you know, sometimes you go and like maybe even if the bride, you know, and groom and groom or whoever it is, if they're not big like dancers themselves,
they could not be,
you know,
honestly,
that might not be a part that they're really that into, and that can kind of bring down the vibe. Or, you know,
it makes sense.
My mom, when she had her wedding, it was her second marriage, but she didn't have a wedding with her first. She had like a Sunday brunch, like, or a Saturday brunch, like wedding. So it was like in the morning. It was just during the day. It was light, so they didn't like really like have like dancing, but that wasn't like the vibe that they wanted to do. You know, so like everybody has a different
strokes
like,
for
style,
different folks.
But for you,
sure.
that was important, and it happened.
For me,
so
that
you
was
should feel
important.
good.
But you know what? The other honestly great comment we received, it was the vows.
Yes,
they were
really
like
sweet.
honestly. No, what I didn't realize is that some people. They were like, bro, you did your vows, you took it from your heart, all that good stuff. Some people don't do vows.
No.
Or some people just follow like a generic script.
Yes. I know. It's like, I don't want to, you know, it's like you don't want it to be a judge thing, but you know, you go to a lot of weddings, your guys' vows are very heartfelt. I was tearing up. I don't cry at every wedding. I don't.
Okay.
So, and
did I get a tear too?
Yes, you did.
Aww.
You did.
Not that I need a trophy for it, but.
Well, I'm trying to remember. Did Jason go first?
He went first.
Yeah, so I was already tearing up when Jason was saying his, because obviously I love and care about you so much. So to hear someone who loves you so much talk about how much they love you.
I know.
And, you know, it's touching. And that's all I ever want for anybody who's a great friend of mine.
I feel like that message, what you just said, was the exact message that everyone was trying to tell me. And I was just like, oh, wow, I didn't know that was such a strong feeling, you know? And now that I know that, I was just like, okay, it makes sense now.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Well, and so that was so touching. So I was already crying, you know, for that. And then you came on and did your vows.
Yeah.
And, cried some more. But, as a girl, we're trying to, be careful about crying so that we're not, messing up everything.
Makeup.
I didn't think about bringing, a
Lauren
handkerchief.
Conrad on the hills, mascara dripping.
No. That wasn't quite as much, but was definitely heartfelt and so sweet.
The other surprise is that I kind of expected my girls, not just because they're female at all, just because they're so sensitive to, our relationship and kind and caring and really want to see us succeed and, grow from there. But the dudes, the bros were out and oh my God, this was so amazing. It was so magical. I was tearing up and their wives were saying their husbands were tearing up. So I was just I don't know what it was, but it just felt so great to hear that, because of course the part of why one of the reasons why people don't write their vows is because they're being vulnerable. They're being personal. I have to tell you in front of 150 people that we know and love my true feelings about you,
Right.
And so I said there wasn't going to be any other way. Whether I cry, fumble, stumble, I have to do it, and I want to do this for my person, you know?
Yeah.
But our photographer said he teared up, and he was saying the same. I've been to a lot of weddings, and man, the energy here, the people here, the vibe here is beyond. Yeah. And I carry that to high value as a person and walking through life. And that's why everyone was you don't have to remember, take a breath. It does go by pretty fast, but you don't have to say hi to everybody. Mm-hmm. And I could not have the people at my wedding and fly here, drive here, all the things they did, and not acknowledge them and say hi to them,
Oh, yeah.
So it's just it's a no-brainer for me.
I think that's a classy thing to do as a host, and you, it's true that you do get pulled a million directions.
A million.
But if you make that effort to try to make a small connection with everybody there, it just makes them feel appreciated. But you're right. What everyone's saying about the vibe of the wedding and the energy and the love, it's so true. Aww. But it's because you guys are such great people, so the people in your life love you for that, and that's one of the reasons, of the reasons they love you, and you guys are in each other's lives. So when you can feel the love like that at a wedding, I think a lot of weddings are meant to feel loving, but they don't always feel like that. There's just different vibes at different weddings.
And that's so true, and everyone is telling me just taking and absorbing it. And there's only one day that you'll have, Christmas, everything is focused on friends, family, Santa, the kids. There's not one day ever that you will ever experience where you have your closest friends and family basically doing a Care Bear stare on you with all this love, positive light, joy.
I mean, it's the first time you truly get to feel like the main characters in a movie.
The main characters in the movie.
Yeah, because everyone is there for you.
I'll be George Clooney.
Well, I mean, think about it. On your birthday, you get a lot of love, and you can set up.
It's short.
But it's that, and it's not usually as extravagant or big of an event, and you're not sharing it equally with the person that you love, and that's your partner.
Right.
The only other times I guess you really get that is I don't know. There's certain milestones in your life, but your wedding is just something so special.
Yeah. I honestly, not only do I carry a ring on my finger showing that we're married, I feel like I am now part of a club. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm part of, we're a married club. We did the anniversary dance. And it's how long have you been married?
Yeah, you're someday we're going to be at weddings and doing that, and we'll be a part of it too.
But isn't it crazy how life works when, I'm 43, you're in your 30s, and we were dreaming of this day. I mean, we've met each other's previous boyfriends, and we're okay, we're here, we're supportive, we're doing it. I love you, you love me, but baby, blink if you need to blink, and I'll come save you,
Yeah.
And you did vice versa. Totally. And we trusted the process, and we were there. But it's so crazy, and I think you'll probably say the same thing, like it was for me with Chad. I was when I met him, I knew too. It's when you're like, hey, I know when I know, you know it when you meet the one, and that's how you felt about yours.
Yeah.
I felt the same way when I met him.
Right. Like,
and so when your best friend meets him, I know you'll feel that same way as I feel like when you did for me with Jason.
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
I love the fact that Chad and I were here in Austin visiting you.
Oh, yeah. Day one.
Going to ACL. Mm-hmm. You were telling us about this cute guy you've been talking to. And then we talked through it and you're like, you know, I think we all got weekend passes, but Chad and I had to leave like Sunday evening. So we weren't really planning on going that day.
Yeah.
And you were like, wait, I want to give one of your bracelets to Jason. And I think we should go together.
Yep.
And he came over.
I said, would you okay if I take your bracelet and give it to Jason?
Yeah. So he came over the night before, we hung out. Mm-hmm. And then we all went to brunch the next day. And then the two of you guys went to the festival. And then Chad and I maybe hung out a little bit and then went to the airport. Yeah. But to know that was exactly 2 years ago and we were there for that. Yeah. And then got to come back for your wedding was just really fun to be like, oh, we were there at the very beginning.
Yeah, very beginning.
Yeah. Like the day.
The day. And so to end it with you being my last friend here for the wedding out of town, that means the world to me. Yes. Not that you actually, you did kind of plan it, which I loved about you because you're like, you're again a 20-step ahead person. And I love that. And you're like, you know what? The airport's going to be busy. Mm-hmm. I would just love to spend some extra time with Sky. I don't know if I will, but I'm pretty sure I can. And you just made it happen. I don't know. So
yeah. And now I get to be on your podcast.
And now you get to be on my podcast. Well, let's. Should we turn it up a little bit? Yeah, hold on. Love it. Well, let's. How about we're 3 minutes into 30 minutes. I appreciate the love and story. Any other notes on the wedding? Dancing.
Yes.
Everyone looked beautiful.
Yes. Wait. We totally sped ahead too fast.
What?
Okay. Back to the cocktail hour.
Oh, cocktail hour.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. We need to
the phone. Okay. After the phone.
Yeah. So after the phone, the line for the bar. Oysters were set out. That was really cool. Nice, classy touch. Love that.
Nice. Loved it.
There was
good ones too.
There was other hors d'oeuvres being passed around. There was this really cute, little wall that had the typical Austin sign that I love you so much.
Instagram moment.
Yeah, so that was very cute. And then we also saw the mirror when you walked in as well. That was cute. Snapped a mirror pic with that.
And what was the other food? It was fried mac and cheese balls and like a chicken tender.
Yes, I had the chicken tender. And let me think. I think that was mostly it for that part.
Champagne fountain.
Yes, the champagne and the
And you
fountain.
guys went in then.
Oh, and then found our seating. The seating was by alphabetical. That was how it was at our wedding too. So it was easy to find your last name.
Okay, that was Jason's doing.
Yep. Went in, got seated, saw your little sweetheart table, made sure I was sitting in a position that I was good to view you as well as the other
you
way.
Did.
Yeah, because I've been to weddings. I know how this
you're
works.
like, I know where to find my seat if it's not carded or labeled.
Yeah. I was like, I don't want my back to be to Sky the whole
Hell
time.
no.
I flipped around
God,
to the
I
other
love
side.
you. Got it.
Let's see.
20 steps ahead.
Yep.
There you go.
They announced you. You guys came down. You did your first dance, which was very sweet. They started dismissing the tables. And then
Frank Sinatra, by the way, we had it the morning before we got married. We played that song because I was like, babe, when we dance, we dance and I twerk. I twerk on him. He dances on me. We're just bopping, right? We've never done so you think you can dance waltzing around. Yeah. So we said, babe, let's go practice this. And so we put it on. And we started just going back and forth and back and forth. I was like, okay, this sounds really long. And at 2 minutes, I was like, maybe we should cut it off at 2 minutes. Because I said, are you okay with that? And he's like, yes, I'm okay with that. Whatever. He was just trying to, make me feel comfortable, which I appreciate. But then we told the DJ to make it 2 minutes. And then we went out to go dance to it. And when we were dancing before 2 minutes, because it was so like, we don't know how to dance like that.
Yeah.
He was just like, "Oh, I'm so glad we cut it to 2 minutes because it feels so long in my ear." Like he's just telling me, I'm like, "Absolutely."
Yeah.
So, anyways, we danced.
We cut down our first dance song too. That's a thing. People
it's
do
a thing.
that.
You just kind of fade
don't
out.
do the whole song. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So then he danced with his mom. I danced with my aunt.
Yes.
And we brought the
Both
party
sweet.
started. Yeah.
Started having the food, and then you guys ended up cutting the cake.
Which I did not have any cake at all.
You have some in your fridge.
Yeah, but Jason's making me save it for the anniversary cake.
Yeah, but you can't have like a bite now.
That's what I
save the
said.
rest
Well,
later?
you know what I was trying to propose to him? I looked at him in the morning. I was like, "Baby, this cake is fighting me right now." I did not have a bite of cake.
You didn't have any this morning either?
No. I said, "So can we just cut it in half?" I know we're supposed to.
Wait, but it looked like there was like a full-on piece, and then there was like a side piece. Why didn't you have the side
Unless
piece?
they packed it into those little containers that we got as well.
No, there's like some pre-cut slices down there. You should have one. It's not a part of the cake you're going to freeze.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You saw that already?
After this. Yeah,
Oh,
I opened
shit.
up the fridge down there. What are you talking about?
Damn, you already digged out the goods? You came over like, "Where is this cake?"
Didn't you hear me say earlier, how fresh is that chocolate pie in there?
Yeah, you did. It was like, "Hey, I got to tell you something real quick." And I was talking about Chad, and you're like, "What? Can I ask you how fresh that chocolate pie is?"
Yeah.
That is my girl.
Yep.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, let's wrap it up. This has been so much fun. I love you so much. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for being a part of my wedding. Thank you for being a part of my life. And I wish we lived closer together.
I know. I wish we did too.
And we don't. So. But we will always find a way to see each other and connect. And now after this wedding is over, I've made a promise to everyone that I will come see you and spend a weekend with you and be in your bubble.
Yes.
And just laugh and be funny, and just create memories. So I cannot wait to spend that time in your brand new home and all those things. So that's it. Thank you for being a part of my podcast. I love you so much. And just remember to keep Austin queered. Have a great night. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.